here at the Town Hall. First thing, apologies for absence. We've got a few apologies, I think. We have Dave Egg,
Miller and Kandahar, I believe, as well.
Sarah, the two Sarahs, and there was someone else. Wasn't there?
David Eggles.
And Dave Egg, yes, we've got him. There was a fourth one.
Gavin.
Gavin, yeah, that was Gavin as well, yeah. Okay, do we have any declarations of interest? No, I see none. So we move on to public participation. Right, if you'd like to stand up and give us your name and where you live in Henley and ask your question.
Yeah, my name is Michael Hodgett. A little bit about me before I tell you what it is I want to talk about. My late father was manager of Barclays Bank in Henley. Consequently, I lived around Henley and the district as a child, went to school here, returned after university in time in London, and I've lived in the town for the past 30 years. So I think I probably classify as a local. I've had a business here in the town too for the same period. My career is in car industry, PR and marketing. It's provided me with a conduit to my creation of fresh ideas to stimulate people, reinforce and change opinions, and fundamentally to help companies, institutions and people to flourish. So with that knowledge of Henley and a deep interest in the town, its welfare and development, I thought it's about time I used to see how I could use my skills and experience to help in a creative manner for Henley. So this is an outline of what I've proposed. In August this year, I shared a thought with Simon Bradshaw at the Henley Standard, which was published in the letters page. It was subsequently featured on the front page dubbed the Walk of Fame. Essentially, this is a strategy to help generate additional footfall in our town by honouring and celebrating those who have helped make Henley famous to their contribution in different ways. The idea was prompted by our country's success in the past and at recent Olympics, and the pivotal part played by Henley-based athletes. Having worked in the past with Steve Redgrave, James Cracknell and Matthew Pimpson on client business, I'm profoundly aware of the value that they, indeed all our athletes, generate. So what's the benefit of my idea? Well, by promoting the sporting stars of Henley, plus visiting monarchs of the past, local celebrities, writers, film and music stars and so on, Henley can generate additional visibility, awareness, income and brand value, creating a memorable visitor experience and thus encouraging others to visit by word of mouth. Celebrity culture is a tremendously powerful marketing tool in this day and age, but I suggest this is an idea that warrants attention. So this is the plan. The proposal is that star-shaped plaques engraved with the name, date, the details of the local star are embedded in the paving slabs in the town, simply achieved, visible, intriguing to visitors, memorable and will look great. The town then publishes a leaflet with giveaway by the tourist office, shops and so on with details of each star and features on the website. The idea can easily be developed to become a trail with embedded stars not only in the marketplace, but elsewhere in Henley, involving the town's retailers and destinations, more like a trail of fame. Why not generate funding through sponsorship, which will not only help financially, but generate an opportunity for local business to be an intrinsic part of this strategy. And it's only the germ of an idea, there's also development involved. The strategy itself will generate interest and it's great to promote the town. But the important follow-on is what one then does to trigger a call to action, i.e. to get more people to Henley by promoting it. And once they're here, encouraging them to do something, discover more, involve themselves in Henley culture and so on. It is of interest to Steve O'Connor, who I've spoken to earlier, concerning the River and Road Museum. It's an ideal destination where more information can be available on each and every star, encouraging people to visit. They have excellent spaces too, ideal for talks, meetings and interviews, you name it. And of course, visits by living stars themselves for a public meet and greet would be encouraged. Why don't we produce a trail map downloading on the Henley website, including a QR code attached to each star, leading to more online information, same information amplified with imagery as a display at the River and Road Museum. And why not involve children and schools in the trail? Produce a map of the star location but without names, so they go and hunt for them, record them, learn interesting facts. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just an overview of the idea I have. I hope you'll find it of interest. It's just a starting point. I suggest it on the basis for serious consideration and development in the interest of the town and our community. Thank you.
Thank you. I am reminded, actually, that questions and comments from members of the public should come on any items included on the agenda. And of course, there's no opportunity on this agenda. Something like you've said would come on a full council agenda, where you can say general things like that, but that item is not on our agenda. But everyone's heard what you have to say, and thank you for your ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Kelly?
Could we at least get the town centre manager to liaise with Mr.
Absolutely,
Washington? And just to maybe bring something back to the council properly, to the relevant committee or council?
Yes, if that's the wish of the committee. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. No one else saying anything? No? Okay. So minutes. To approve the minutes of the RNA committee held on the 15th of October. Proposal. Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder? Yeah. Happy to second that. All those in favour? Thank you. So let's look at progress. Right, great long list of progress here. Right, we've got riverbank repairs we have as an agenda item. Red Line lawn refurbishment, has all, are we happy with that, the park services? Yeah, so we can remove that from progress. You're happy with that? Yeah? And the installation of the CCTV. That's all happened.
No, it will be done in the middle of January.
Okay, right, so that stays on, yes. And thanks for all your work on the Red Line Lawn. It's a favourite spot of mine, and it's really hard to keep it looking nice, isn't it?
It's looking really nice at the moment.
Yes, yeah, well, thanks. Town capital, well, building decarbonisation, yeah, lots going on here. Heating solution for town hall, you'd be glad to hear about that. Ecology management plan project officer has been appointed.
Yes, it
Biodiversity
is.
officer.
It'll be starting on the 6th of January.
Excellent. Yeah. Bathing water designation. Did you hear in the news today that there's any number have failed of bathing water designation sites?
Yeah,
surprising.
They're not taking any more applications at the moment, but
Yeah.
it's written before the TNC last week, and it has been recommended that we do purchase those.
Yes, exactly.
units.
And test the water levels. Adventure golf and all of these, communication manager update. Now working on the second section of the marketing plan, so we look forward to that. And any comments? Anyone? No? So we move on to finances, to note the management accounts for till September 24. Any comments on those? I see none. I'm happy
Only
to,
just to say, I really do appreciate how much clearer they are to read these days.
aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. It's it's surprising how many sort of little businesses and how much there is to keep tabs on all these income sources and things we have to look after and monitor. I've always said Henley has a big garden. Yeah. Right, so budget. We have a look at the budget, which you've all been working very hard on. Any questions on the budget? A few things altered after value for money, I think, but not hugely. I think Councillor Riceman and the Mayor just sort of were very gentle with us. Any
Try to.
comments? Yes. No comments on the budget? No? Okay, you're all happy to accept the draft budget? Yeah? Those in favour? Thank you. Now we move on to the next item, which is called Baby Loss Memorial Tree. And I know people have some very strong views on this, and thank the officers for a very full report. And I'd love to hear your views. Yeah. Councillor Gabbard.
Thank you. Yes, I would like to commend the very full report and the cause that it's for. I know that a few people around this table will be personally touched by this particular item, having either directly or indirectly lost a baby, either in childbirth or afterwards or before. So therefore it is a good thing, but, and I am going to say a but, I really do not think, and I couldn't vote for the recommendation, I do not think that Gidditsfield is the appropriate place for it.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is that if you look at the picture, which is on page 4, or page 20, it is a metallic structure. The photograph shown is in a park setting, and to be honest, I don't think Gidditsfield is a park setting. It's countryside. We have the hay rack there, which is perfect for the countryside. But to, and this is my word, to pepper Gidditsfield with other formal sculptures and structures, I think would be wrong. I think it should be left as a natural thing. If they were proposing a tree to memorialise the baby lost, a proper growing tree, then I would think differently. I think that other places should be investigated. I take on board the comments made about parking, which to be honest, I don't think is relevant. There will not be masses of people visiting wherever it is. So therefore, the odd car near the Henley College car park going up to the Sue Ryder place, the odd car at Freeman's Meadow is perfectly acceptable. The odd car at the town orchard. There's plenty of parking around there, and you just walk up. So I don't think that the parking is an issue. It's got to be the appropriate location for this. Bearing in mind it is a metal sculpture. I think it's a stainless steel metal sculpture with brass leaves, which is going to shine. So therefore, I absolutely reflect all the way around. I don't think Gidditsfield is appropriate. So I will be voting against this recommendation and would urge council to look for other sites, please. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
I completely agree with Councillor Gabrishak. I think we need to preserve the countryside element of Gidditsfield. I agree that there's not too much parking. I'm inclined to agree with the recommendation put forward by the Parks team for the community orchard. It seems a more appropriate location. It's not enormously far away from other sources of parking. And although it's not terribly easy to find compared to some locations, it could be well signposted via the website with perhaps maps showing walking routes from local parking.
Councillor Hinton.
I don't have strong feelings on the location, but my concerns are actually more about the design. But I'm assured that by others, because this was discussed at Bloom briefly as well, that because it's reflective, it obviously reflects what's around it. So if it's in a green area, it's going to be very green. But I do understand the concerns of everybody else about location. And so although I don't have, such strong feelings, I do think somewhere, and taking in what the mayor has said as well, somewhere like Paradise Road, Community Orchard, great. There's actually an alleyway to a park that leads to the, down towards Tarbarton Close. That's not too far. That's somewhere that can be parked. The other area is, although there are concerns about vandalism, which I also take into account, there's a really tranquil nature to Freeman's Meadow, and there's parking at the rugby club literally over the road. So although it's paid parking, it's parking nonetheless. I also feel that as Councillor Gavishak alluded to, it's not going to be hordes of visitors. Whilst we might be looking at people in the south of the district coming to see this, as there are others in other areas, it's not going to be floods of people. Well, that's probably a bad word to use at the moment. But it's not going to be loads and loads of people. I don't think parking. We have to be overly concerned about it. So I think that we should reconsider the directive we're giving, because obviously the recommendation is that it's down to the town clerk. I think that we should reconsider the directive because it's still do the recommendation, but perhaps more thought on the location. Because I don't want to stall the project.
No,
I want it to continue on.
No. I mean, my thoughts. I absolutely empathise. For me, there are two places that I think would be best. I think the Sue Ryder woodland would be perfect because it's already a commemoration. The 40-acre field, the 2 acres that we've got, you gave an acre to Henley and Transition and an acre to Sue Ryder at the bottom. It was actually 13 years ago that we planted over 200 trees in transition, what we called the transition wood. And I think it's lovely. You can walk along that path in 10 minutes, and it's very lovely walking along the valley there, and it's very peaceful. And I think if we were to choose that spot, we'd ask the outside staff to mow it a bit more, and which you used to do under the transition thing, didn't you? It's probably fallen off the scale a bit. And to have a picnic there and to have rainbow kids running around, I think it's a delightful spot and it fits in with the mood there. The other place I was actually mentioned in your note, the Sensory Garden. I hadn't realised that had been was a memorial to a child.
Yes.
And the Sensory Garden would be just perfect, wouldn't it, in a way, as you go in on the left. Yes, would you like to talk to that?
But the first thing I'll say again, it's an excellent report. It covers all the bases fully. We've just got to find the right place. Yeah, I mean, the Sensory Garden, I did think about it. It is I won't mention the name, but it is a memorial garden to a child that was lost by a Henley family. However, I do take into account, and I think Carl would say that there is the potential for vandalism down here. Yeah. So that might not
be such a good one.
Although I think the setting, well, it's very similar.
Exactly.
To the picture.
Looks
that we've got
more
here.
like that, doesn't
really
it?
is.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
Concerned with Sue Ryder Woodland is that's what we're going to put the slow ones. And once kids having picnics and come across some slow ones might get.
It's not going into the
Oh, so
transition bit, though, is it? No, separate.
areas.
Yeah, separate. Yes, Councillor Hinton.
I'm worried about the accessibility of people with prams getting to the.
I mean,
I've ever tried to do it with
everyone. If you think of the people who have memorial trees there, all their families managed to get there.
You feel like I haven't ever
Yes.
tried to do that, but it would be.
We used to go there a lot, and certainly in the spring you get all the pyramidal orchids coming out. There's loads and loads up there. It's a delightful spot. I mean, the lady who you met and talked it through, it would be quite nice for her to have a look at some of these spots that we're suggesting, and to have her feedback. I mean, we're throwing it back at you, really. We absolutely support the idea. It's the location. Town clerk, would you like to say something?
I was going to say, so I certainly appreciate all those opinions, and yes, getting the location right is really crucial. So it seems that the committee is in favour generally, but it's just a case of the location. We've had the suggestions of the community orchard, Sue Ryder Woodland, somewhere near the Sensory Garden. or Freeman's Meadow.
Mm.
And those are certainly 4 locations that we could revisit with the residents.
Yes.
And perhaps I could suggest as an amendment to the recommendation that if the committee were to agree it, subject to, if you feel that one of those 4 locations are generally acceptable, then we could go away and we could find the best location for it,
Yes.
perhaps in consultation with yourself and the vice chair.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Councillor Lambert.
Yeah, I can't quite picture it at Freeman's Meadow, nor can I picture it at Gillards Field. But I do like the suggestion of the Sue Ryder Woodland. I think that's really good. I think it is quite accessible. It's on Pack and Prime Lane, so it's not difficult to get to it from several directions. And I also quite like the community orchard idea. I think that could work as well.
I mean, I'd be very happy when I told my dear, I'd be very happy to meet her and among the locations with her. Because I think that actually the Sue Ryder Woodland would be absolutely perfect. It's so lovely and peaceful there. And it chimes with what we're doing already, really, doesn't it? Yeah. So can we word a recommendation along those lines?
Something along the lines that the committee is in favour, in principle, of the installation of the trees, subject to
Agreeing the location.
agreeing location, perhaps delegated to myself in consultation
With
yourself
with Kelly and
and
myself.
Vice Chair.
Yes. Yep. Does everyone have? Oh, do you want?
No.
You're happy to
I will
propose that?
that? Yes.
And do we have a seconder? Yeah, lovely. Okay, all those in favour? Thank you very much. That was a really good, helpful discussion. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Riverbank repairs. Again, Becky's done a wonderful report for us to read and note. And lots of work to be done here and lots of money to be spent. Are there any comments? Kelly?
Sheridan knows how happy I am to see this on the agenda, I'm sure, because I feel like it's been years in the making. Is Cook Marine Cook Island, is that the same?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so it's a local company that so I wasn't entirely sure, because I know it was Cook Island, but it was like a subsidiary. I can't wait, let's crack on. We just need to find the money. Rory and Ian can help us find money.
Absolutely, but not put up.
But I
cost of
think it's
things
a real
too much.
safety issue, particularly with the concrete bridge and with the fact that it's eroding, because that's actually quite something that
It can be
could
difficult
have
when that
really
little bridge
disastrous
closes.
impact that would cost a lot more than is in this report. if
Yes,
it went
yeah.
wrong. So
Good.
I think you've got a responsibility. It has been in the background because of other priorities, correctly so. But now it's actually really time to get on with it. I'm quite excited. So I propose we accept the report.
Right, anyone happy to
No, the
second that?
report, whatever the report.
Yeah, no more comments, no. And thanks to Becky for a very full report. Oh, Sharon, sorry.
Although Becky does write a very good report.
She does write a very good report, yes. All those in favour? Yeah. Did you want to comment?
The only thing I'd add is, so in anticipation, the invitation to tender has gone live. So it would be good to have a small panel to review the tenders when they come back at the beginning of January. If there's anybody on the committee who'd like to be part of that, very happy to.
Well, I'm happy to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the last item. Oh.
You perfectly formed at 3.
Right, the last item is the Fairmile
Oh, that spoils it.
Cemetery, the digital cemetery map, which I think is amazing. Yes, Mr. Smith.
I'd like to propose we accept it as per the recommendation.
Yeah, isn't it
Seems like-
brilliant?
It seems like an excellent idea.
Absolutely.
I'd like to second it.
Yeah. Does this go really the really old upgrades and all of those are really so hundreds of years back? 1868, the first one. I think it's a brilliant initiative and congratulations to all of them. Yeah.
Becky, is this your report?
Oh,
Oh, right, no, I was going to say it's slightly better than the town. It's got pictures in it, that's why.
Yeah. No, it's brilliant. So all those, are we not asked to do anything? Are we just to note it? To consider, providing public access. Oh, this is the public access to the burial records and digital map of the Fairmile Cemetery via the website. A proposal? Yes, yeah, proposer and seconder, yes, lovely. All those in favour? Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for all the work. I think that's really, I think we're ahead of the game, really, aren't we, in this?
Well, the design was on the building.
Oh, St Mary's, yes, wouldn't it be?
Mary's isn't ours, but it's SODC, so there might be something.
Ah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Well, the church managed the,
It's in it.
yeah, because when those graves have the wooden boxes with the wire over it, that's the church that organised that, because they obviously can't afford to repair them, that's not an SODC thing. So I have to look into it a little bit more, but it's
Yeah.
There's
definitely,
people, there's a really landed grave in there, there's a guy in there who was a plantation owner.
so if you go into the rectory, into the old rectory office, sorry, where, I don't know if it's still Julie or whoever is in there, which Father Jeremy was taking, they have a records room in there, and they have records dating back to like 1200
They do,
and older.
People can go and look at Dusty's grave.
yes.
And there's all these other ones you collect, this one's this.
I think one of the oldest names in Henley that Father Martin Griffiths told me was Bucket, actually.
Yes,
That was one of the oldest names in Henley. Because it was we were in the record room when Harry got christened and he was pulling in the records out.
yes, yes, there were some interesting stories, yes, as well. Yeah. Well, well, thanks, everybody, and close the meeting. Thank you.
Just having a little chat.